So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how companies waste money and how to fix it. This is about how you use a website and email marketing to sell whatever it is you produce online. It could be a local food business, could be otherwise. But the fact of the matter is most companies waste an enormous amount of money and they waste it on marketing. And the reason they do is because it's not clear. And so what does that look like? Well, I want to give you 4 reasons or 4 ways that you can recognize what I'm talking about. The first one is companies don't clearly explain what the offer is. Anytime you go to a website or any other collateral or marketing collateral, it should be clear what the offer is. I shouldn't have to struggle to understand what it is, and you should make it in a bite-sized way that your customers can understand it and it's clear. So this is where people lose a lot of money. They don't make it clear and people don't understand it, and because they don't buy it, so they're losing sales. Reason number 2 is companies don't explain that if you buy that product or that service, how does it actually make my life better? And this is where it's really, really important to be clear. Again, if you can tell me how your product or how your service is going to make my life better, I'm going to listen more. You're going to show me empathy, that you understand the problem I face and you have a solution for it. And that's the only way you're going to get attention today in a noisy marketplace where people are bombarded every day by thousands of messages, whether it be on television or radio, whether it be on Instagram or wherever it is they're tuned in. Everyone's being bombarded by messages. So the best thing you can do is be extremely clear about your offer and how it makes a customer's life better. That's the second thing. The third thing is, if I know the first 2 things, you have my interest, you've piqued my interest, you're getting my attention, but I really need to understand how to do business with you as a company online. So if your website is complicated and I don't understand how to take a step toward doing business with you, maybe it's I need to learn more about the product. Maybe it's I need a clear path to buying it. You know, what are the 3 steps you can give me that really shows me these are the things I need to do in order to do business with you? And if I know that very clearly, I'm going to choose to do business with your product or service over somebody else that's not clear. So being clear is what really pays and gets your revenue when you're connected with customers. The 4th one, companies fail to communicate how their product or service adds value to the customer's life just beyond the product. Yes, it solves a problem, but it's going to enhance their life somehow. It's going to have a value, if you will, that's longer term. And you need to speak to both solving the problem immediately and how much value there is in solving it long term. So you want to be able to communicate these things, but when companies don't communicate these 4 things, there is a tremendous amount of money lost on marketing, whether it's expense on ads that aren't clear and they don't connect with people, or it's just not clear on a website or email marketing where people don't know how to do business with you, or they don't understand your product, or they don't understand how it makes their life better. All these reasons lead to losses, and by all means, you want to avoid those losses. So today we're going to talk about how to use a website and email marketing together and do that really well to make money online, to sell something online. It could be for your local foods business. It could be for any business, quite frankly. But these are the elements of the things we're going to talk about, how to really solve these problems. So I'll start with this. And I use this example often. This is a typical website that you might run across online. And you have to ask yourself, what is exactly this about? And if you don't know within the first 5 to 10 seconds, then there's no way someone's going to give you money. Because remember, when someone buys something from you online, it's the ultimate vote in your favor. It's the ultimate endorsement. It's like, I'm going to give you money for something that you're selling online. So this is an example website. You notice in the main part of it, I don't understand this. It's not clear, and you're not going to get my vote, and you're not going to get my money. And another website that is clear is going to get my money. And this is the nature of the beast, if you will, in online marketing. So clarity is really, really key. So to build around that idea, how do you use a website and email marketing to make money online, whether you're selling your local foods business or marketing it You know, how do you do it? Well, these are the how-tos. We're going to cover these 5 things. The first one is you have to create a clear message. And I've talked a little bit about that at the beginning. Number 2, you have to understand the value that your product delivers to customers. Not just what the product is, but the value that it is delivering to your customers. And those are a little bit different. We're going to talk about that. The third thing is you have to create a website that sells. And I'm going to give you a recipe for that. I'm going to take you through some examples, things that you've got to have on your website in order for it to sell. And the fourth thing is you have to create what we call a lead generator. This is, you're basically making a trade with whoever it is that comes to your website. And the trade is this. It's not to sign up for a newsletter. Newsletters are dead. They don't really convert for online selling, okay? They don't pique people's interest. You need to have something different. And that comes back to delivering value for a customer. Grace, I see your comment that you're not seeing the slides in full screen. Are you seeing 2 slides, Grace? If you are, shoot me that message. You should be just seeing 1. And Becca, you can, if you would, check that. You see the how-to slide now? Okay, cool. We're good. Okay, so the third thing is create a website that sells. Fourth thing, create a lead generator to obtain emails. That's a PDF. It could be a video series. It could be a lot of things. But what is it that's valuable to your customer coming to your website? Because what you're doing is you're trading. You're trading a piece of content for their email. And their email is a very private thing, right? So you have to give them some value in order to entice them to want to give you their email. And that's the trade that you're really trying to make. So you have to create a lead generator. We're going to talk about that. I'll give you some examples of that too. And the fifth one and final one, and this is the one where at the end of the day, you've built your website correctly. You have a social media plan that's driving people to your website. Maybe you're using ads to drive people there to your website, most likely. You have all these things in place. You have a lead generator in place so that people are signing up on your website to download something that's free that you're giving them. So all of a sudden now you get to the part of your sales funnel where everybody's in one place. They're all in your email marketing campaign. So what do? How do you persuade? What are the things that you're going to do with that? Okay, so let's move on. So here's the first one, how to create a clear message. I'm going to give you a tool in order for you to do that. This is called what I call the message grunt test, okay? If your message does not pass these 3 questions, your message fails. It's that simple. People aren't going to understand it. And if they don't understand it, they're not going to buy it. So that's what you have to focus on. Number 1, what is the product or service? Number 2, how does it make the customer's life better? And number 3, how do you get it? That's really it. Any message for branding or marketing that you want to put a grunt test on, this is it. These are the 3 questions you'd ask. This is so simple that a caveman could understand it. I mean, that's literally what you're trying to accomplish. So next, let me give you a free tool. You can go to mystorybrand.com and you can use this free tool. It's going to ask you a series of questions about your product, your company, what it is you're offering, and it's going to help you clarify your message. And this is a free tool. You can go use it. And there's even a place where you can share it once you create it. I'd be glad to look at it with you once you create a free message or your brand message. You can use the tool. You can share it with me. I'll be glad to interact with you about it. But this is a free tool that's going to walk you through understanding your customer. It's going to help you understand what the customer really wants and what their challenges are, you know, what the struggle is, and how your product or service really accomplishes solving their problem. And how do they do business with you online? And if they do business, how are they going to benefit from the purchase? So it's going to walk you through all those things. So really good tool. It's free. It's at mystorybrand.com. I'll give you an example. If you go to the Bricks to Clicks website that I've shared with you before, and I'll share it again here at the end, there is something called a Brandscript. So when you walk through and you create these 7 pieces about your brand message, it's going to be able to put into a paragraph form, if you will. So as an example, for the Bricks to Clicks program, I've done a brand script so that you can see it, and it's on our website. And so you can open it up and take a look at this, and in it is going to be the answers to those 7 questions for this particular marketing program called Bricks to Clicks. So I'm trying to demonstrate how you use the tool and then go and see how it works, and you can read it online as well. There's a screenshot here, of course, but you can always go to the Bricks to Clicks website and see it as well. So that'll walk you through how to transition from this point to actually this point. Now, once you do that, you can take that content and it will actually give you the wording that you need to put on your website. So once I went through this exercise, I then turned and updated my website. So this is the Bricks to Clicks website. And it all fits together. We start with the message, which is market your business without feeling overwhelmed. That's the problem that a lot of people have that I deal with day in and day out. Marketing plans, website makeovers, and social media plans, those are our products. Everything you need to grow your revenue. That's the benefit. That's what you're going to get if you adopt these tools and use them. So these are the things that we've used to create the Bricks to Clicks program and the message here for this program. So it will work for you as well. It works for any kind of company, any kind of organization to get your message clear. That is step 1 of the process, okay? Now, step 2 is really understanding the value of what you're delivering to your customer. Now, when I say value, I want to give you something that's a tool, if you will, and I think it'll help you. This is called the Explore the Elements of Value. This was created by Bain & Company. It's online. You can Google for Bain & Company, Elements of Value. And you can see it. This is very interactive. So you can scroll over the top of these things and you'll see exactly what the values are. But let me try to break it down from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now, this is based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And you can go Google and read about that. But every product or service that we use is supposed to solve a problem. And that also has some elements of value. For example, in the bottom tier, the thickest tier, if you will, it says functional. So your product is something maybe that saves time, maybe that it simplifies something, it helps make money, of course. Maybe it reduces risk. I mean, think of insurance products. That's what they do. Maybe it helps you organize. Maybe it integrates something. Maybe it connects something for people online and community or something. There's all kinds of functional values that your product or service represents. So why is this important? You want to be able to communicate what those values are when you're selling your service or your product on your website. So if my company delivers a product that's going to save you time, I want to be able to tell you that in a very quick fashion at the top of my website. I want to tell you, hey, look, you're going to buy this, it's going to solve your problem, and it's going to save you time. That's sort of the benefit, if you will, of buying something from somebody. It saves you time. The other thing could be it simplifies. It's going to make your life simpler. Online banking, for example, has a functional value of making your life simpler. It should. You can do it, automate it. It's easier. It saves you time. So just think of those things about your product and service that will help you communicate what the value is that you're really delivering to your customer. So as we move up the triangle here, you're going from the lower base functional to the next part's emotional. Now, this could be reduces anxiety. Maybe there's some rewards for me. There's nostalgia. Sometimes companies use nostalgia. That's what they're selling you. Design, aesthetics. Maybe there's some kind of fun, entertainment. Lots of accounts on social media are based on just fun and entertainment. That's one value proposition. The other ones could be health and wellness. I mean, there's just so many of these that may apply to any one of your products or services. So think about what level of these kinds of value elements is your product or service representing to your customer. You've got to know that. The next level up is life-changing. Does what you're doing provide hope to people? Is it perhaps a ministry? Is it something of that nature? Do you provide motivational? There's lots of life coaches and fitness coaches and all sorts of things like that. They're providing motivation. So they may sell you a course or something like that, or a workout series. They may give you a workout series for free, but really they're trying to sell you motivation to do something. and that is to get in shape. So, I mean, these are all different kinds of ways that you can think through those examples, and it really represents values. And the last one is self-transcendence. This is really making an impact socially. There are companies now that when they launch a product or service, it has a social element. And maybe some of your products or services have that as well. You want to communicate that to your customers, that when they buy your product or service, they're actually helping society. So there's some social benefit. One of the things that I think about is Tom's shoes. You buy a pair, they're donating a pair. So there's all sorts of things like that that create a social impact value. But again, think through this with your company, your brand, your product, whatever it is. What are the values that you're really delivering to a customer? And you want to use this language on your website, on your social media, your email marketing series. It's going to affect everything. So if you don't have a great value proposition for what you're doing, you really need to develop one. And this is the beginning of that. Number 3, you have to create a website that sells. What does that mean? I think I've already alluded to it a little bit. It has to pass the message, grunt test message, and that is it's clear. And by clear, it answers those three questions. I'm going to go through these really, really quickly. Number 1, what is the product or service? How does it make my life better? How do I get it? This is, of course, this is a StoryBrand's website. And what are they selling? They're selling workshops. It tells you, very first thing, you know, there in the header, you can see it. And what's it going to help you do? It's going to help you clarify your message, but what's the benefit? What do I get? It's going to connect with customers and you're going to grow your company. Okay, so now I know how it makes my life better. The third thing is, how do I do business? Well, they've got a big green button that says register now. My guess is if you click on that, you're going to find out, and you will. Those are 3 steps that you're going to click on and find out and learn more about it. But look, all of that's communicated in less than 10 seconds. I don't have to struggle. And if you make people struggle to understand your offer, how it makes their life better and how they get it, they're going to opt out. They're going to listen to other messages. And that's where you lose sales, and you're wasting ad dollars if your message isn't clear and passes the grunt test as well. So it's a double whammy. Another one, what are they selling? An online course. It tells you the first 3 words. How does it make me better? How does it make my life better? You're going to connect with customers. You're going to grow your company again. How do I get it? Well, clearly, get the course tells all. There's the button in the middle of the screen. Now I've accomplished all 3 things in less than 10 seconds. Now I'm interested. Maybe I'll watch the video, the button just below that. So all of these things are important for you to be able to sell. Let's look at another one. This is called laser tag. So what are they doing? Well, they rent and ship laser tag adventures, not just laser tag guns and stuff, but adventures. So I know what it is. I know the offer. How do I get it? Well, or how does it make my life better? Well, I'm going to have fun. Look at the image in the background. There's a young lady with one of the laser tag guns. She's about to, you know, tag someone and have fun with the laser tag. So it's showing an experience. And that adventure is part of how their life is going to be made better. It's fun. The third thing is, how do you get it? Well, they clearly mark 3 steps. It's just clearly marked right there in the middle of the screen. Step 1, how it works. Step 2, equipment. Step 3, give them some money. And it's really, really clear. Netflix. What are they selling? It's movies. It's experiences. See what's next. I mean, look, they're trying to open what's called a story loop. I don't know what's next. That's the whole idea. What do you want to be next? It's your choice. So, and then they try to overcome some objections you might have, like, can I watch it anywhere on all my devices? Yes, you can. Can I cancel anytime? Yes, you can. So you can try it for a month for free. So there's an economic incentive that's based on this sort of easy to understand call to action, or how I do business with you. It's got an economic incentive in it. We're going to give you a free month of service. So this is probably the least amount of words you'll ever see on a website that actually passes the grunt test. And they do. And they show you an image in the background of the products. And so you can recognize those movies in the background. Those are no accident how they've arranged them. It's arranged so that it speaks to a broad audience. So that's the next one. Here's one also. This is called Belay. They are a temporary service, a temp service. It says, finally, a way to hire without the hassle. Virtual assistants, bookkeepers, and web specialists. That's who you can hire. Everything you need to grow your business, and hire now is the button. So they're accomplishing all 3 things in that, what we call the grunt test. So the next thing you need on your website, you need an engaging image or video that matches your clear message. Make sure your message matches what video or image that you use. A lot of times people will use images or video that really doesn't match their offer or match their how their product makes the life of a customer better. And it's kind of hard to understand. It's misleading. So you want to make sure that the image works. So I'll show you one from a local foods business. This is called Reed's Dairy. And when I say dairy, I mean, what do you think about? You think about a dairy cow. And look, that's the first thing that you actually see. Now, notice they didn't show you inside where they're doing all the milking at the dairy and all that. They show you clear blue skies and they show you one dairy cow, okay? But they tell you very clearly, here's what we offer. We offer healthy, delicious ice cream, milk, and cheese, from your local family dairy farm. So very simple, very clear. How does it make my life better? Well, if you like dairy, you're going to be in love with this because they make high quality, pure, healthy, and delicious ice cream. That appeals to making your life better. The third thing is, how do I get it? Well, you can start your home delivery now, upper right-hand corner, you can see that. Or you can do something else. You can find a store locator, or you could even gift something to someone. So they have a very clear use of an image, one image. It's probably a stock image at that, didn't cost them very much. And the words on their website are free as well. Look at it, I mean, it's just, you get the words right, that's all you have to do. So these things in combination really help to sell on your website. What else do you need? You need a clear call to action on your website. If it's going to sell, it's got to have a clear call to action. I want to give you some examples. On Netflix, you have a clear call to action. Join free for a month. That's the button. Notice that button typically will appear in what we call the belly button position and the above the fold on the website. It's in the middle like that. And then you'll also see it in the upper right-hand corner a lot of times. Here for StoryBrand, it's green. Register now is the upper right-hand corner, but in the middle, it's get the course. And you can see it's very easy to understand that it is a call to action. This is the next thing you have to do business with the company and buy what they're going to sell. So really simple calls to action need to be there. Simple buttons need to be there. If you don't call your customers to take action, they're not going to take action. They're going to breeze over your website. They're not going to click on anything. So you have to lead them. You have to show them where they need to go. What else? Well, you also need something called a transitional call to action. Maybe they're not ready to buy your course. Maybe they're not ready to buy the local foods that you sell. Maybe they're not ready to do some of those things, but they may be ready to learn more. And so by having that opportunity, you've hopefully piqued their interest by passing the Grunt test, and now they want to download something that tells them more. So in this particular case, the transitional call to action is really watch video. That's really the button down below. If you're not ready for register now, maybe you would do watch video. Maybe you would do that and you'd learn more. And that's the whole idea. It's a transition to get you to move one step closer to buy. That's the whole point of it. We use something on the website for bricks to clicks. It's called Schedule a Call. That's how I do quite a bit of reviewing of websites and social media, is that people just schedule a call. And so that's my primary call to action, is schedule a call. My transitional one is you can just jump right over that and register now if you want to learn a little bit more, and then we can get together later. And so these are the ways you can use transitional calls to action and calls to action on your website. The fourth one, you have to create a lead generator, something that delivers value to your customer. And I'll give you some examples. These come from StoryBrand, the ones I'm most familiar about. If you're trying to update your marketing, you want to look at how to do more and better with the dollars you spend in marketing. You can give your marketing plan a makeover. The PDF on the left, actually it's a video series from StoryBrand. The one on the right is also a video series. You can take both of these free. You just sign up, you click on free video series, you click on it, put your email in, and you're in. So these are lead magnets. These are going to deliver a boatload, hopefully, of emails for you to then be able to communicate with people. And we have some from local food business. This is one of the food hub. It's in Jackson, Mississippi. And so they have download our free recipes. It's created by the chef, Nick Wallace. I mean, that's one example. The other one is down below. It's an agricultural based company here in Mississippi. They sell a hog attractant. for those who do a lot of hog trapping, and it's called Hog Shine. And it says 5 secrets to successfully using Hog Shine. Well, what are the secrets? I don't know. You got to put your name and your email in, and you can get an idea of that. They'll give you the free PDF, walk you through the 5 secrets of how you use their product better. So these are just examples of lead magnets. Is another one. I've used this before for those that do trap feral hogs. This is a company called Hog Eye. They sell cameras. This is 5 mistakes made when trapping feral hogs. Well, if you're doing this and you're in this line of work, you don't want to make those mistakes. So hopefully you'll download the PDF, and then you'll be entered into their email marketing series. And that's the point of it. This is another one. This is from WordStream. If you're on their website, this is going to pop up. This is No More, Waste Less. They help you with advertising. That's the whole deal. You can actually get your ads from Facebook, Google, and a lot of other places evaluated. So this is, again, just a pop-up that appears. This is another one. If you're thinking about buying their services, they're asking you, are you making the most of your ad budget? Well, it opens a story loop, right? You don't know the answer to that unless you actually click on the button and you get a Grade My Account for free. So that's what they want you to do. That's how you get into their email marketing series. So number 5, we're at the 5th thing. You've gone through and you've used the website, you've driven traffic there with hopefully your social media plan. You've got all those pieces on your website we've talked about. All of that's set up to sell. Now you're starting to get leads coming in. People are downloading your PDF, and now you're getting leads, and maybe they're coming in. Maybe you use MailChimp or another Constant Contact or one of those. So now you're getting all these leads, these emails, but the question is, what do you do now? Everybody's taking the transitional call to action and they're closer to buying, but what do you do now? How do you persuade? Like, what's the secret to that? Well, there's a few things you can do, but just remember one thing. If you don't clearly tell them what the product is, how it solves their problem, how it makes their life better when you solve their problem, and how they can get it, nothing you write on email is going to matter. If you can't cover those 3 things in just about every email you send, you've got to be able to speak very clearly about those 3 things. If you do that, you're going to give yourself a way to sell to customers, and you've basically built a complete online sales funnel. You've taken social media, you've driven people to your website, they've all of a sudden downloaded the PDF that you provided as a transitional call to action. So you have all these emails, and now it's about nurturing that relationship and persuading. And you're going to need 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 emails in total to be able to do that. And so you're going to be laying out the problem that you solve, how it makes their life better. So if you have testimonials that you can use, that's going to be advantageous to you. All those pieces are going to come into play when you create an email marketing campaign. And remember, if you can do these 5 things, you can solve the one problem that you don't want to have. And that is, you don't want to waste money. So remember, on everything we've talked about, there's this Grunt test that it has to pass. It has to tell clearly what the product or service is. It has to tell how it makes the customer's life better. And you have to tell them clearly how you get the deal. How do you buy the product or service? If you can be clear on these 3 things, on everything we've talked about today, you're going to see sales go up because people understand your offer now, and they understand how it's going to make their life better, and they know how to get it. So it's really that clear. Don't forget, this is the free tool I mentioned. This is the Brandscript. It's at mystorybrand.com. It's free to use. You can fill it out. You can share it with me. I'd be glad to interact with you and help if I can. And again, it looks kind of like this. You're going to figure out all these little pieces. And remember, it rolls into what's called a Brandscript, or it's a short story, really, about how you're helping your customer meet their, how you're helping your customer solve their problem. So this is the website Bricks and Clicks. If you want to go learn more about the program, other things we offer. There's also a bonus resource. I've got some links in here. You can go to storybrand.com and download 5 things your website should include. There's one of those. The 5-minute marketing makeover series I mentioned earlier is very good if you want to study that as well. If you want another resource, we've got one on the Bricks and Clicks website. Discover 7 online marketing secrets to grow your business today. You can sign up for that. And yes, this is an example of a lead magnet. I'm offering this, you sign up and you get it. And then we've got a series of other resources we want to send you. So you can go check that out as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm going to take questions. We're just a little bit over 30 minutes, but not too bad. We're at about 32 minutes now. So let me see your questions on chat. I will do my best to answer them. Any questions? Well, guys, I'm going to stop there. If you have questions, you can always email me at james.barnes@msstate.edu. You can always schedule a call by going to the Bricks to Fix website. I'd be glad to help you with your messaging or looking at your website or even social media. Just let me know. I'll be glad to help. And thanks for being here today. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you.